Alrighty. Welcome back to part 7. Another episode here on the Multi-Gen Collectibles YouTube channel. This is part 7 of this 5-row box that you see in front of you, in which the last episode we spent going through this whole bottom row. And at the very end of the video, in this bottom row, when I went to simply just touch the box, a card fell. And I didn't realize it was there because, again, I didn't think that I had cards on the sides. And I forget about that, especially when the row is filled. But lo and behold, this card right here fell from the side that was being held up by all those 1991 tops. And as you can see, it's really hard to see. But another card was there, and it was this one. It was this card right here. And some of you know very well what this card is. And this is the one card that we haven't seen out of all of the 1991 score that we've looked at. The Bow Breaker card. I only have 2 copies of that I've seen. And that was in a previous video. Well, here we are in this 5-row, and we come across this 1991 score, and we've got 2 of the famous Griffeys card sitting in this card protector. And I'm going to take one out so you can see what this card looks like on the back, and a close-up of the front. And looks like there's a slight hint of some yellowing on the back. Slight hint along the edges. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's there. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. But that's on the back. And of course, this is a hard card to grade because of the black border. But again, this is 1991. Nobody cared about grading in 1991. No one was thinking about that. All we were thinking about was collecting, and if we sold, how much did the Beckett's say that these were worth? Look at that card. How cool is that card? Look at that, man. That was the year they got the chance to play together. And they only got a chance to play together for like 2 months of the previous season. Look at the back of the card. Look how beautiful that is, man. It's a sketch of the 2 of them. And talk about father and son moment. Never mind the fact that they played baseball together on the same team. Never mind the fact that they have a card together. The fact that it's a father and son moment in history for them. The coolest thing. And as a dad, that's probably got to be your most special memory ever. After your kids being born, after birthdays and graduations, the fact that you were able to play baseball with your son on the same team. And as some of you know, there was a special moment in history where both of them hit a home run on the same game, or I should say in the same game. Ken Griffey Sr. went up to bat, hit a home run. And the very next at bat, Griffey Jr. hit a home run. How wild is that? To say you went back-to-back home runs as father and son. That's so dope, dude. Like, you'll never write a script better than that, right? You'll never, ever write a script better than that. And yet, there they are. So I wanted to take them out of the sleeve so you can see them. It's a beautiful card, man. And it's a beautiful moment in baseball history, sports history, and just a beautiful moment all the way around. Here, we'll put that card right here. Alrighty, everybody. This is part 7 of the 5-row. Let's dive in. we've seen pretty much all of these cards already. But to complete the 5-row and see what else might be hiding, see what else might be hidden on the sides, we're going to do this. So here we have my grandmother's writing again. In Aurora's writing, we're looking for these cards, everybody. All right, so if you have those cards, that's what we're looking for. Kicking things off after our Griffeys tribute card, we have Ruben Sierra. Alrighty. Julio Franco, the ageless wonder. Eckersley. Parker, Hall of Famer. And again, I just set off the Hall of Fame players, the notable players of the 90s and 80s, the would-be, could-be, should-be Hall of Famers of the 90s, draft picks, Rookie of the Year cards, inserts. I set all of those to the side to sleeve up and set off to the side to separate. Dennis Martinez again. Why is Brett Butler not a Hall of Famer? Does anybody know? Why is he not a Hall of Famer? Kevin Mitchell and Ron Gant to round things off in the first stack of today's video. Moving on into the blue section a little further, we have David Cone. Again, we've seen a lot of these cards already, if not all of them. And I want to be really clear. According to my grandmother's writing, this is Score Series 2 on this side, and this is Score Series 1 on this side. So at first I thought this was a complete set in this row, which probably could be, but it's looking like we are missing 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 cards. So not quite a set in this row, but almost. And we do have 1991 Score complete sets in other boxes that I've not gone through yet. Robin Yount. But I thought this was a complete set until I saw that piece of paper. So very, very close to a complete set. Danny Tartabull. 1990, 91, 92. Danny Tartabull was an all-star. Hey, there's Bobby Witt. And he was crushing the ball. Hall of Famer, Barry Larkin. My question is, what happened? Tony Gwynn, Hall of Famer. What happened to Danny Tartabull? I know they traded him, or he was a free agent and he went from the Royals to the Yankees. That I know. But what else happened? What happened to his career? Because he was on a trajectory to be not just a slugger, but to be a great, great player for many years. Willie McGee, again, talk about reliability. All around reliable player. Yeah, we've seen so many of these cards. It's safe to say that between Casey Candell, the pride and joy of Lompoc, California, it's safe to say that my grandmother went wild buying 91 Score. I don't know how many of these packs and boxes and boxes and boxes she ended up buying at the stores, Costco, or maybe even getting them from my Uncle Al at Al's Home Run Park. So I would not be surprised if she ended up with a lot of cards that came from there as well. All right, we're almost done with the teal section before we go off into the white section. Greg Jeffries, Jose Rijo again. There's Clemens. Would be, could be, should be, but we know why not. Dale Murphy, Should he be? Could he be? There's Ben McDonald again. There's Henderson. Thank you for your smile, sir. I was waiting for the smile. Darryl Strawberry. I could imagine that between this 5-row box, Carney Lansford, I coached with his brother on the same athletic staff here in San Jose, California. His brother coached baseball, was the head baseball coach, and I have been the head track and field coach. So as head coaches, we were part of the same athletics coaching staff. And when I figured out that Carney Lansford was his brother, I asked him, I said, hey, by chance, are y'all related? And he's like, yeah, that's my brother. I believe there's either 3 or 4 of the siblings, and they all were amazing baseball players in high school and in college. And Carney Lansford made it to professional baseball and had a really good career, as we know, with the Oakland Athletics. So it was really cool being able to say, oh man, like, not only did your brother play on my favorite team, but now I get to coach with him at the same school. So I thought that was really cool. So that's my story of Carney Lansford. All right, we're down to our last few stacks of this section that we're going to do. And now here we are in the prospect section of the 91 set. So let's see who we come across. Oh, that was it. Never mind. Now we're going into the no-hit inserts. Again, we've seen these before, right? No-hit inserts. Dave Stewart, Nolan Ryan, Randy Johnson, the dual no-hitter. Now we have our riflemans. There's Griffey Jr., Eric Davis, Corey Snyder, Sandy Lamar Jr. Here's our Master Blasters. I love this card. Just imagine if this card was today with all the foil and the chromatic foil. Could you imagine what this card would look like today? Canseco. I don't know. I think this would have been such a box hit or case hit in today's cards. That's what I think. That's what I think. Let's see. Did we get him? Did we get him? Are we going to get the Chipper Jones? Are we going to get the Musina? There it is. There's the Jones. And where's Musina? Did we go past him? Did we speed past him? Where's Mike Musina? Where's the Musina first round? Ooh, maybe that's one of the cards that's missing. Maybe that's one of the cards that's missing. I don't know. Here's our big head all-stars. Bonilla, Davis, Bonds, Williams, Larkin, Clark, Santiago, Myers, and Drabek. Put those right over here. And now for our final stack in today's video. And then we'll start right here with the black border, and we'll go all the way to the end of that set of blue. Here's our hologram. Alrighty. And here we are with our 1990 highlights. Cecil Fielder, 51 home runs that season. George Brett, batting champion. Alright. Rookie prospects, they continued over here. That's where they are. That's why we only had 2 or 3 in the other stack. And again, we've seen these before, so this is nothing new. But in what I thought was a complete set, now a few cards short, but we do have the Move On. The Move On is there. And I think that's probably the biggest card in the prospect inserts is that one. And then of course in the prospects, in the draft picks, you have the Chipper Jones and the Mussina inserts. Gary Ward, just stuck in the middle somehow, right? In the middle of all these rookie prospects. Conine would probably be the other big one. So between Conine and Mo Vaughn, those are probably your biggest prospects, your rookie prospect cards. Well, everybody. Oh, hold on. Let's do this right, because I've already been surprised twice. I don't want to be surprised a third time. Here we go. Do we have a card along the borders of the edges? And we do. I could feel it, and I could see it on camera. There it is. I can see it on camera, so let's see what it is. All right, you ready? What is this card? Oh, yes, that's right. It is the United States flag card. We saw this before in one of the other reveal videos, and here it is in a card protector. So here we have the US flag card, because this was right in the middle of the Persian Gulf War, 1991. So the Gulf War recognition. And as it says here on the back, we pray for the safe return of all Americans involved in Operation Desert Storm and for peace throughout the world. 1991, card number 737. Yep, that's right. So there we put it in a card protector, card sleeve. All right. And let's see, does this card have any yellowing along the outer edges as well? Not so much. Not so much. That's interesting. Well, all right. We'll take it right out of there. Centering looks pretty decent, wouldn't you say? What would this grade for today? Anybody graded this card yet? What does it come back to? What does it come back with? What kind of grade? I would like to know. Corners look pretty decent. Surface looks pretty decent. Should we send it in or just put it in the sleeve? Y'all let me know. But we'll set that right over here. All right, everybody. Thank you once again for watching. This is part 7. In part 8, we're going to go from here all the way through to the end of this white bordered segment right there. And we'll start with the black borders in episode 9. Alrighty? Again, thank you all for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. If you're not following us on Instagram, please do so. Multi-Gen Collectibles. And if you are subscribed to the channel here on YouTube, thank you so much. Send an invitation to somebody else who might enjoy the videos. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace out, everybody.